What is going on, guys? We are here with another Silph Cup team building video. In today's video, we'll just be covering down our anti-grass and anti-fire type users today. So for the anti-grass, I just used, for each slot, as you can see, I just used who I thought was the best. Some are not like hard counters, as you'll see. Like for example, Pincer, he's a pretty good hard counter, but he can't beat Cradilly or Jumpluff in any shield scenario. But I just figured we'd take a bit longer to break down the videos today. Go a bit more in depth here, kind of explain, what the graphic means. So, for instance, Regice, since it has a yellow, but also a orange outer layer that I put around it, it means it beats all of these. This doesn't say it beats every single grass type. It beats all of these I have listed at the top, except for Ferrothorn and the Zero Shield. So like if you see orange around it, but then another color behind it, that means that it beats all besides that. And then there's a few occasions you may see either in one of these videos or one of the following ones that it may be like a tie, like it beats all, but it may tie one of them. But I'm pretty sure Regice just loses to Ferrothorn, even if it hits an Earthquake. Nidoqueen is not a super hard counter for the grass types here. It's a very soft counter besides on the 2 shields. Alolan Sandslash is definitely your best option in the blue slot for anti-grass. Then we'll go on down to go to the red, and I did not mention, I didn't bring up Sunny Castform. Sunny Castform actually beats everything the exact same way as Talonflame. So it beats them all besides Cradilly in every shield situation. And the Charizard slot here that you're seeing, this is a Dragon Breath Charizard, because that's what PvPoke recommends. But I just wanted to point out that Fire Spin Charizard beats it beats all those grasses in the 1s and 2s, and I think only loses to Cradilly in the Zero Shield. So Charizard Fire Spin might actually be better. I think Dragon Breath all around probably picks up more wins against other meta, but if you just want it as a pure anti-grass, there you go. Talonflame is probably the #1 pick for fire type user in this cup, just because it can do multiple things. Blaziken, I put him on here in the fire spot because he does fit the role of fire as an anti-grass with Blaze Kick, but the only thing, and I mean, he does his job good. I mean, he only loses to Whimsicott in the 1s and 2s, and only loses to Jumpluff in the 0, but that is mainly due to its fighting and it being weak to flying. It'll lose with Aerial Ace, and also Charm be chunking it with more shields. And then we'll go down to the white and yellow slot. You have Frostlass, you got Zapdos, and you got Ninetales. And I actually included Beedrill over here. Beedrill is a soft counter as well. It struggles to beat Jumpluff and Cradilly, and I think the 2s and the 0s. I mean, it's pretty good in the 1s, but I just chose 3 that I thought were more superior. That do the job better in the slot. Frostlass absolutely beating everything besides Whimsicott in the 2, mainly because Whimsicott can literally just shield twice and farm Frostlass all the way down. I wouldn't call it a farm if you have to give up 2 shields, but Zapdos, a kind of a soft counter here. Struggles with Jumpluff in every single one, probably just because of, well, actually not struggles, I've read that wrong. Beats Jumpluff, but it struggles with Whimsicott in the 1s and 2s, and struggles with Cradilly and all the way through. Mainly because Cradilly has Stone Edge, and it being part rock means that Drill Peck is only neutral. And then Ninetales, much like Charizard, is a hard counter just because it's a Fire Spin user and how fast it throws out Weather Balls. And then we'll go down to the only green and black anti-grass, which is a very hard counter, which is Alolan Muck. Beats them all in the 0 and 1, and only loses or ties, I'm pretty sure it loses to Whimsicott in the 0s, but I'm pretty sure Whimsicott would have to give up both shields to beat it, and Alolan Muck probably wouldn't have to have any, unless for some reason Whimsicott is running Moonblast, but I doubt you're going to see Whimsicott running Moonblast. Then we'll go down to the pink and brown spot. This is it's basically flyers here. You got Dragonite with Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Hurricane, Noctowl with Wing Attack, Sky Attack, and I think Psychic, not Nightshade here. I don't think Nightshade helps us in many matchups. And then I threw Pinsir in there. Pinsir you probably won't see. It's very spicy, but I mean it fits the role in the spot for anti-grass. In this one, you don't really have that many good counters. I mean, Dragonite loses to the same all the way through, and Pinsir loses to the same all the way through. They struggle really to beat Cradily besides in the Zero Shields. Well, actually, Pinsir beats Cradily. It's Jump Bluff. Well, no, Noctowl beats Jump Bluff in the 1s and 2s. So I guess Noctowl would probably be your best in the pink and brown spot, depending on what you want it to do. It's just, do you really want to just have a straight up anti-grass counter, or would you rather have Dragonite who can do multiples? Then we'll go down to our last spot for the anti-grass, which is the purple and grays. And I put Fortress in here because Fortress dominates every one of these matchups. I think the only one it struggled with was, I actually don't think it struggles with any. I think the one that it probably has the most difficulty with would probably be Chestnut, just because of the superpowers. But I think you can just throw mirror shots over and over and it'll be okay. Oops, I accidentally went over. Ignore what you just saw. Gengar in the Zero Shields, because of it being so frail, it doesn't beat everything, as similar to Drifblim and Skuntank. Skuntank also not running Flamethrower in this cup. Skuntank is running Crunch and Sludge Bomb, so even with Crunch and Sludge Bomb, it still beats Ferrothorn. I assume you would probably just crunch it every time. And then we go to the 1 shields, and all of these just absolutely destroy the grass types, besides Skuntank beating Ferrothorn. I'm pretty sure Ferrothorn probably has to bait and throw 2 Thunders. Probably bait once, throw 2 Thunders, and they both have to land. And then in the 2 shields, Gengar and Drifblim both went out, but lose to Whimsicott just because of shield powers. Again, that charm, which I'm actually surprised it beats Gengar, but Gengar is very frail, even with the resistance. And then Skuntank only loses to a Ferrothorn again in the 2. But that is all for the anti-grass, and we'll move on to our second slot here, the anti-fires. And for the anti-fires, I tried to use some variety here. Blaziken, Fighting Fire, Talonflame, Fire Flying, but then you have Charizard, but this is a Dragon Breath Charizard. And then of course I gotta throw in the 2 pure Fire Weather Ball users, and Ninetales and Castform. Castform being a bit, I think Castform is still a bit slower than Ninetales. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if Ember or Fire Spin is faster. I think honestly Castform is. Castform is very much bulkier, is the bulkiest one out of all these, and then Ninetales. But we're going to go to our blue spot. Obviously, if you're a water type, you absolutely decimate the fires and the Zero Shields. Only Empoleon struggles with Blaziken, because Blaziken being counter, super effective against the steals. Move on here to the 1 shield. Lantern actually struggling with, not really struggling, but having issues with Blaziken in the 1 shields, probably just because of a Stone Edge. And then Gyarados struggles only with Charizard here. And this is a Dragon Breath Gyarados as well, not Waterfall. If this is Waterfall, it beats every single one of them. Then we'll go to the 2, Lantern, because it's such a slow charger with only having Spark. It struggles a bit more, no longer beats Charizard, and does not beat Blaziken here. Gyarados and Empoleon, though, also just decimate everybody. Empoleon is probably your strongest. I'd say Empoleon or Gyarados are your strongest anti-fire users in the blue shield slot. But we're going to go down to the red slot. Try to have some variety here. Crawdaunt absolutely decimates it. This is actually Snarl, Crabhammer, and I believe Crunch on Crawdaunt. He's very frail, beats them all in the 0 shields, loses to Blaziken in the 1, mainly due to counter and it being a dark type. And then it really falls downhill in the 2s. Doesn't beat Blaziken, but also now doesn't beat Charizard due to Dragon Breath just doing continuous damage, more so than Snarl would be doing. Crustle doesn't fare too well in the zero shields. Beats Charizard just because Charizard 4 times weak. Same with Talonflame. Actually, it does not beat Talonflame, probably because Talonflame would beat it with a Brave Bird. And then Seaking only beating Castform in the zero shield. This is Waterfall and the double legacy of Drill Run and Icy Wind. So it's not even the triple legacy with Poison Jab. Poison Jab doesn't really help it in this. So Seaking is very much a fringe pick in this. All of them do really well in the one shield. Crustle and Crawdon having the same win-loss, only losing to Blaziken in the ones. And then Seaking and Crustle absolutely dominating the two shields just because of the quick move damage. We'll come down here to our whites and yellow slot. I again wanted to have 3 unique spots to do multiple things here. And this is the, it is Volt Switch, Volt Switch, Thunder Punch, and Wild Charge, so there will be baits involved to win. I didn't look at them up particularly. Hypno is Thunder Punch, Shadow Ball, and Pelipper, of course, is Wing Attack, Weather Ball, Water, and Hurricane. So they each kind of fill a separate role here. Hypno beating everything minus Castform in the Zero Shield, probably just because Castform being so spammy and bulky enough to withstand a Shadow Ball. Raichu actually doing really well, only losing to Alolan Ninetales in the Zero Shield, and Pelipper only losing to Talonflame in the Zero Shields. In the one shields, Hypno again does really good, this time only losing to Talonflame, and again in the two shields, only losing to Talonflame. Raichu, same as the Zero Shield, only loses to Ninetales, and Pelipper actually beats every fire in the one shield. Pelipper also beating everybody in the two shield too. And Raichu only losing to Blaziken in the two shield. So your white and yellow and your blue spots are also very good for your anti-fire spots. Both do unique things here. Then we'll go down to our fourth slot in the green and black. And there were only 2, after me looking at every matchups, that really had a good shot to like put a hurting on the fire types. And that was Flygon and Cradily. Flygon only loses to Charizard in the Zero Shield, of course this being Dragon Breath Charizard. I'm 90% sure it beats the Fire Spin one, so make sure you check out your matchups on both Fire Spin and Dragon Breath Charizard because you will probably see a variety of both. Cradily only losing to Blaziken due to counter. Then we go to the one shield. Flygon absolutely handles all the fire. And Cradily struggles to beat Blaziken again, and actually loses to Ninetales on this, even with Stone Edge. Probably just because Ninetales with Weather Ball is just going to be faster. A bit surprising that it beats Castform but loses to Ninetales. I didn't actually look too in depth at these matchups, I just looked up who they beat. So it's a little unique. And then in the two shield, again, Flygon only losing to Charizard because Charizard can shield everything and just Dragon Breath down the Flygon. And then Cradily only losing to Blaziken, just like in the Zero Shield, because of the fast, quick damage from counter. We'll move on to the pink and brown slot. We have Alolan Raichu, Alola, and Sudowoodo. All 3 of these absolutely decimate in the Zero Shields. Alolan Raichu, I actually looked it up with Thunder Punch versus Grass Knot. And in this one, I really think it plays similar to Alolan Raichu. You'll find out later when we do another video on, say, the, I can't think, against the anti-confusion users, and I used him on here. I actually gave him Grass Knot to see how it would affect the Claydol matchup, but we'll get into that another time. We'll continue on here. Alola, Waterfall, and Sudowoodo with Rock Slide all the way, or even Earthquake if it's, say, Blaziken, Ninetales, or Castform would probably be better. Beats all. The one shield, Alolan Raichu only struggles with Ninetales, and Sudowoodo only struggling with Blaziken due to counter. And then we're back to the two shield again, and Alola and Alolan Raichu beat all the fire, but Sudowoodo only picks up both the single fire types in Ninetales and Sunny Castform. Then we'll move on to our final 6th slot, which is the purple and gray. So you have Bubble Mantine, wing attack, bubble. You have Spark, Probopass, and then you have Alolan Graveler. All three of these have the same exact win-loss against the same people. They only lose to Blaziken in the Zero Shield, mainly probably because of counter for Graveler and Probopass's sake, and Stone Edge for Mantine's sake. In the One Shield, Mantine actually picks up the Blaziken, but Probopass and Alolan Graveler stay the same. And then we go to the Two Shield, Mantine still picks up every matchup. Alolan Graveler still only losing to Blaziken, but Probopass only picks up Charizard and Sunny Cast form in the Two Shields. So that's all for today's video. We'll be more in depth with, we have 4 other slots to cover here for your anti-confusion users, your I can't think of it right now. You know what? Y'all just have to see in the next videos. But if you like the video, please drop a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, as all the support helps, and I really do enjoy making these videos. They just take a decent amount of time. I've actually been kept up with COVID, so it's given me a bit more time to work on this. But if you enjoyed the video, just like, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace out, guys.